Oh, there we go, guys. And guess what just came out? Trump just posted this just now. Inflation is down. Okay? As we see right here from DJ Vance, incredible news, inflation even lower than expected. So what's going on here, guys, right? At least some bullish news finally, right? A drop of bullish news in all this uncertainty. Though, will it have a huge effect on the market? New inflation drops to 2.4%, lower than expectations of 2.5%. So a tad bit lower. Core CPI inflation falls below 3% for the first time since March 2021. Month over month, CPI inflation turns negative. President Trump is delivering on his pledge to lower prices for the American people. But the weight to lower prices is due to what? We told you guys a long time ago, but nobody ever listens. Because this is some financial advice. Please like today's video. Thank you. Now, the way to make inflation go down substantially is by, you know what, bring upon a black swan that'll kill the markets. And guess what just happened with the tariff stuff? Exactly. Okay. So paying for the wealthy, but gain for the people. So Trump is for the people. Okay. So which is a good thing, most definitely. But here comes what? Rate cuts are coming. That's what a lot of people are saying. But inflation went down. Look what's happening with Bitcoin. Look what's happening with XRP. Again, the liquidity will be taken down here, guys. 1,000%. It's quite clear, right? We actually called this. But Trump wants. Look at this. This is how I know we're going to go lower. We're going to go lower until the day I see Jerome Powell reverse everything, breaking. Because remember, the Federal Reserve is everything. They control the money, the flow of money. President Trump requests the Supreme Court allow him to fire Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve literally controls America. Okay? Your president, Trump, doesn't. Trump can't even fire him, guys. Okay? And look at this. So, the President Donald Trump has asked the Nazi Supreme Court to allow him to immediately fire top officials at two independent agencies. Independent agencies. Why is it independent in the first place? The case is testing a 90-year-old Supreme Court ruling that lets Congress shield high-ranking officials from being fired by the president. The outcome could determine whether Trump has the power to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, and could also impact the job security of other agency officials. I think he may get fired. You know why? It seems like he doesn't want to change his stance, right? Because he got the call from the higher ups. To the day he will change it, guys, or him being fired, is the day Bitcoin hits to 60K. Okay, when Bitcoin hits to 60K, I'm starting my own hedge fund, guys. But if anybody wants to join in, let me know. Right? When Bitcoin hits to 60K right here, and XRP is all the way down below, that's when Jerome Powell will be like, okay, markets died a good amount, so let's now reverse this operation and start QE, start the money printing, and let it all fly, right? But Trump may be like, I think you're doing this way too late, right? Because Trump really wants to save the markets, but he can't do anything, guys, due to Jerome Powell, right? Not willing to cut rates, and well, he is going to change his stance soon enough, I believe, because the markets will go down, right? And there's going to be a lot of pressure on his shoulders. So the game plan is quite clear, guys. That the reason why Trump wants to fire Jerome Powell, right, from the Federal Reserve is because he knows that the markets are going to keep crashing and until he reverse course, okay, which he won't do. He probably won't do, guys, until we see more pain, a lot more pain, that is. Okay, but this isn't financial advice, so not listen to me. Black Swan events, geopolitics and war. Geopolitical tensions, conflicts, and wars can significantly impact the crypto market, with cryptocurrencies often viewed as a hedge against instability. False, kind of, but the proven track record tells us that that's actually false. It's not a hedge against uncertainty, guys. Right? During the C event, where is the C event? Oh wow, it was all the way back there. That's ridiculous. Look what happened with cryptos. That's not a hedge, guys. Okay. I mean, right now it's not looking too terrible, right? So that at least is a positive. but it's definitely not a hedge. You know what a hedge is? The Dixie, the dollar, and this right here, gold. Now gold is an actual real hedge. Okay, look at gold. Compare it to Bitcoin. Right here, guys. Look at the past few months of price action right here. Okay, just watch this area. Look where gold has been going. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin down, gold up. The dollar stable, actually dumped a tiny bit, right? So gold is the king of all kings right now, until one day XRP takes its place, which it will. These incidents can resemble black swan events, i.e. highly unpredictable occurrences that cause severe market reactions. When geopolitical crises take center stage, investors tend to quickly sell cryptocurrencies and other high-risk assets to protect their capital amidst the uncertainty. Oh yeah, so there you go. When certain black swans occur, guys, people sell, right? Geopolitical developments can also influence regulatory decisions and crypto adoption more broadly. Yeah, I mean, what do we think? Because the United States raises tariffs on China to 125% effective immediately. This happened yesterday, right? So this just, it seems like this is just going to be ongoing, guys, no matter what. From Zero Hedge, economists gonna be begging Trump for more tariffs. Supercore inflation crashes at fastest pace since the C event. United States is in deflation. We told you guys it will be. No one else called it except us. Who said it, right? There's inflation then deflation. We told you it. With the black swan events, deflation appears, right? Because now prices are falling, guys. This is just insanity. How do we keep getting all these calls, right? And the thing is, everyone's going to be calling for the Fed. Something has broken tonight in the bond market. We are seeing a disorderly liquidation. If I had to guess, the basis trade is in full unwind. Since Friday's closing out, the 30-year yield is up 56 basis points in 3 trading days, and all these things have been happening in the bond market, guys. Okay, but if we come down here, I'm not going to read all this stuff. I'll leave in the description below if you guys would like to investigate further. But someone asked, "Hey Jim, what odds do you place for the Fed to do an emergency intervention here soon, right? By doing what?" Some people are speculating that only an emergency rate cut can save the treasury market now. You guys see this? People are calling and begging for the Fed to do something. They won't. They got the call from whoever is the higher up in America, which isn't the president. It's actually President Donald Trump, Fed, Jerome Powell. Probably it just keeps going up like that. Now, rate cuts doesn't fix this in the immediate short term. Exactly, right? Because it's a long-term play. But QE fixes this. Don't you guys see? QE. Quantitative easing, guys. Now, which will happen, but more destruction, I guess, needs to happen for Jerome Powell to come into play. Now, the reason why I think we'll keep falling, this is Bitcoin, guys, liquidation heat map. Look at all this liquidity down below, right? There's a lot of liquidity until 60K, but then there's even more until, what is that price? 49K, guys. So we may honestly even go to 49K, right? And XRP will head to, I guess, about $1, right? Just under $1 for XRP liquidity. I don't. We can't see, guys, because I don't have the premium option, the pro. But I remember clearly there's a lot of liquidity at 98 cents, 99 cents when we were at that point, because that's where I longed. I had the craziest long at $1 before it rallied. Right, so I remember that day. It was right here, guys. And I looked at the 15-minute chart when it was happening to get a perfect entry. Let's see if I could. I don't think I could go that low. Oh, there we go. It was one of these lower time frames, guys. And I remember right here is where I longed. It was right here, with the bullish divergence right here. And I think it did go lower, but I just held the line, guys. Or I don't know if it was basically around this area, right? That was, and I remember there was so much liquidity down there. I remember it so distinctly. Look at all that liquidity here as well, right? So, yeah, I think there's a lot of liquidity going all the way down to like 86 cents or something. Now, MicroStrategy will collapse in 2 weeks. Some people are suggesting as well, speculating. They will be forced to sell 55, basically their whole stack of Bitcoin, right? My next target is 40K Bitcoin. Again, it's possible, right? So the bottom target for Bitcoin is minimum. I think 6K will be the bottom. But if there's a liquidation event, people selling and everyone's going crazy, down below to like 50K, right? And up from there. But what's it called? For XRP will just be just under $1, in my opinion. So yeah, people are worried about Michael Saylor as well, guys. Now, is he going to get screwed during this drop? I don't think so. But maybe, just maybe, it was as easy for Raoul Pal, right? There is some hope for the bulls because the global M2 has been showing some promising signs of us going higher, but Bitcoin will hopefully follow it soon. I don't think that's the case. Oh, another reason, I want to point out something, guys. XRP is leading off the lows, right? Which is very bullish, a lot of people may think, but in my opinion, it's actually bearish. You know why? I've noticed when XRP has a lot of strength, and Bitcoin doesn't, because Bitcoin is literally dying and XRP is holding up better than Bitcoin, when XRP is supposed to double Bitcoin's percentage to the upside and downside, but it's not doing that, right? Actually, it is for the upside, but the downside not really. It's actually holding up pretty well. When it usually has this much strength, at some point it dies. Have you guys noticed the structure as well? Right, just picture the structure and look at Bitcoin, right here, right here. See something very odd, right, with Bitcoin and XRP. Right? Look at that. XRP, it's the same thing right now. Has a drop, go sideways, probably another drop. Yeah. I mean, we'll see though. For the order books of XRP, a lot of buy orders coming in at $1.50, guys. So $1.50. So okay. So here's my game plan. Here's what I think will happen with XRP's price action in a immediate short term. This is my honest belief. Dump like this, guys. Okay. Take the liquidity down below, but then they're going to reverse it, go higher like this, okay, to like take the liquidity up from up here, and then dump it again, right? Oops, dump this up, dump it something like this, guys. Then pump it again, and then dump it again, and that's the bottom, right? So that's what I'm thinking. We'll see though what happens. Obviously, I'm not an insider or anything like that, guys. These are just my thoughts, but at least we do have some data to back us up. Now, but each place to see what happens next. But it's that so facing me. See ya.